Thanks everybody for coming out. I'd like to welcome you to the induction ceremony for the National Society of Leadership and Success at the University of Pittsburgh. I'd like to congratulate everybody that's here today. I hope everybody is proud of each other and the family members are proud for being inducted this semester and being part of the chapter that's growing at our university. We are the National Society of Leadership and Success. We are recognized by our Greek letters, Sigma Alpha Pi, though not affiliated with Greek life on campus. It's just something we are recognized by, in case you guys ever see it. The National Chapter was founded in 2001 by Gary Truack with the purpose of helping individuals discover and achieve their dreams. It's something that we focus on and something the mission of the group focuses on to help people recognize their strengths and recognize ways that they can help themselves and help each other in the future. So our mission statement kind of is, we build leaders who make a better world. And that's something that we as a chapter and as the national chapter does to assist people in making themselves better and making each other better. So at Pitt, we founded the chapter in 2012 by our current president, Rachel Dudle, and with the help of myself. This is Rachel's last semester at Pitt and last semester with NSLS, so I really like to give her a round of applause for all the work she's done, getting our chapter on our feet here. It's our fourth semester, but only our third induction. The first semester we spent building our base of people, and it's really grown since then. As you guys can see, we have more than 950 members in our chapter now. I think for a group that's only been on campus for 2 years, we're really growing a good base and leaving a good legacy to carry on for the next few years. All the other Pitt chapters, all the other Pitt satellite campuses had a chapter of NSLS, and when we found that out, when we found out all the benefits society carried, we knew we had to bring it to the main campus of Pittsburgh where there's so many people that could really be affected by it. We're really lucky today to have someone very important to the national chapter of NSLS. That's Charles Knippen. I'd like you guys to welcome him to the stage to say a few words about the group.
And good evening. I am actually thrilled to be here tonight, and quite honestly, I didn't know until last Wednesday that I was going to be. And for those that may not know, I serve as the national president of the National Society of Leadership and Success. So in my job, I'm responsible for the 471 chapters, 416,000 members across the country. And so I want to let you know, it's amazing to be in this room with this group of leaders, and that you guys have set yourself apart because of an email that I received last Tuesday. On Tuesday, there's a woman by the name of Elizabeth Mariani. She's the chapter support coordinator for the Pitt campus and supports the wonderful executive board that you have here. And she emailed me and said, I think you need to know that there's going to be about 120 students who are getting inducted at the University of Pittsburgh. And she went on to tell me in that email and saying that the chapter leadership has really been exemplary, that you guys have really stepped up as a chapter and done some amazing things. And so I said, I want to be here. I want to go to Pittsburgh and I want to see what you guys have created. And to see each one of you file in, and to see each one of you and to talk with some of you and hear the stories about how you learned about the society. And knowing that some of you, maybe it was a parent in the back who said, you're going to do this. Or for some of you, you got the letter in the mail or a reminder email, and you said, I have no idea what this is, but it's about leadership. Maybe it'll look good on my resume. I want to let you know, I'm thrilled that you're in this room tonight. Because by taking that investment in yourself, by setting yourself apart as a leader and saying, you know what, I'm going to step up. Because at a regular honorary organization, you get recognized for your GPA, the work that you have done up until that point. And by being a part of the society, you get recognized for that. But we want to take that a step further nationwide. As you heard Connor mention, what the organization is all about is we build leaders who make a better world nationwide. Why Gary started the organization, why I've worked for 17 years in working with students, is because we believe in helping you guys figure out what you want to do with your life and giving you every resource to go out and make that happen. That's what the society is all about. And so whether you're at UCLA, or you're at Pitt Johnston, or you're at University of Massachusetts, We are here to make sure that we can support your dreams and support you wherever you want to go. Because I'm pretty convinced that everyone in this room has a path in front of them. And so that's what the society is all about. And I want to tell you a little bit about the soul of the organization, because right now you'd say, you know what, I'm being recognized here at Pitt. I did the program. I'm one of 120 here, and that's great. And nationwide, we have our 400,000 members, our 450 chapters, fantastic. But it's just the start. To let you know where we are going. We have our big goals ourselves. Just like when you guys are meeting every 2 weeks and talking about your goals and setting yourself accountable to action steps towards those goals, where the society is going, right now we're just in colleges. Just with our membership and with our chapters that we have right now. But where we are going as an organization, there's a term that maybe some of you have heard called a BHAG. A BHAG was termed by Jim Collins in his book, Built to Last. And he said, a BHAG is a big, hairy, audacious goal. I'm not making that up. A big, hairy, audacious goal. For Microsoft, it was every home will have a computer. For the National Society, our goal is that everybody will know somebody positively impacted by the society. Everybody will know somebody positively impacted by the society. So right now, we're just in college. We're just working with college students, but we have what we call a cradle-to-grave mentality. Where we are growing to and what we're going to become is a force of good in this world, that everybody will know somebody positively impacted by the society. From the moment you're born, your parents go through a successful parenting program hosted by the society, into your first anti-bullying program that you go through in grade school, into the first leadership development opportunity that you go to in high school, into college, and as you head off into your professional career, the society is going to be there to help you build the skills you need to be successful and achieve whatever you call your own personal success. We're going to be there with you all the way through your professional career, and even once you reach retirement, we're going to help you have all the experiences that you didn't get to have during your professional career. Cradle to grave. That's where the society is growing. That's why I like being here with you tonight, because I want to let you know the journey doesn't stop here. Just because you made it to induction with us, you've gone through your orientation, you went to your leadership training day, you went to your SNTs, and you went to your speaker broadcasts, and you've made it to induction, I want to encourage you to continue that journey with us into the next year, into the next 5 years, into the next 10 years. And all the benefits from your letter of recommendation that you receive to the $150,000 in scholarships we'll give away this year, just to society members, and into the more programming that we're going to be creating in the future. I want to encourage you to continue your journey with us, because we're going to be dream supporters. Every step along the way, we're going to be there for you and providing you resources to be successful. And I want to go back to what the executive board here has done at Pitt. I want to recognize them for all their accomplishments. So if we could give them a round of applause for everything they have put together. And I also just want to share some perspective with you, and something maybe that will help you on your own path to success. Because for each of you, when you were sitting in your SMTs and putting together your goals, I'm sure there are some pretty good goals. But I want to give you my own suggestion on how to set goals. But to do this, I know you guys have already been sitting for a little bit, so I want to ask for a volunteer. Can I get somebody to help me out up here? I've got a room full of leaders. Can I get one person to help me out up here? Anyone? Come on up. Let's give a round of applause for volunteers. Hello, what's your name? Leah. Leah, nice to meet you. Can you want to take off your jacket real quick? So, Leah, I'm about to turn the tables on everybody. Just for volunteering, I'm going to give you 20 bucks. Everyone's like, wait, I'll volunteer. I'll hold on to that. So, Leah, I do wish you volunteered. Didn't tell you. So, Leah, congratulations on being a leader. First part I want to make, even though you don't know what the reward is at the end of the process, I want to encourage you to step into it. Step into every opportunity that's going to be in front of you. Even if you don't know if there is an opportunity, I want to encourage you. Now, Leah, I want to ask you a question.
Ask away.
Thank you. So you can go home with that 20 bucks. You'd say, made 20 bucks on the induction ceremony. This was great. So, or do you feel like doubling your money?
Let's do it.
You want to take a chance?
Yeah.
Let's talk about goals and let's take a chance. So hand that back to me for a sec. You'll get it back. So, Leo, come on over here for a second. Come on over here. Leo, if I could ask you, put your hand up flat. Just like that. Now, cup it around there just a little bit so you can't move it. Now, Leo, I want to ask you, jump as high as you can. Put that card up on the wall as high as you can. Don't smack too hard, they're light walls, okay? But jump as high as you can, put it up on the wall, as high as you can. All right. All right, Leah, your challenge. To earn the other 20 bucks, I want to ask you, put your hand up. I need you to put that card above that other card. If you get that card above the other one, you get the other 20 bucks for a total of $40. All right, hold. Now, before she does that, let's talk about rules and parameters. So rules are basically you have to do the same thing you just did. So you can't use a chair, you can't use another body, you can't use anything like that. You just have to jump. So, but before she does, I want to go out to you guys. What could Leah do to get that card above? Keeping within those rules and parameters, yo. All right, I don't want to hear anything crazy. What could she do? Yes, ma'am?
She could sprint.
She could sprint. She could get a running start at that thing. Thank you very much. What else could she do? What else could Leah do? Yeah, Connor, what did we just say about rules and parameters? What else could she do? Jump a little higher. Believe that she can do it. All right. Yes, ma'am. Bend her knees. So we got a little run, Leah. We got a little bend her knees. We got cheating by Connor. What else? We got bend your knees, got running. Believe you can do it. What else? Yes, sir.
Use the scaffold.
Use a scaffold. Remember we were talking about rules, parameters here before? Watching. All right. What else? Any other suggestions? Yes. No one else can help you. You guys are thinking way outside that box already. What? No, she cannot give it to a toddler. You guys really like thinking outside the box. All right, all right. Any other suggestions? So believe you can do it. Get a running start, bend your knees. Anything else? Yes? Tie your cardigan around your waist. All right. All right, so Leah, you have a couple of suggestions out here. Do you feel like you're ready to do this? All right, so go on over here, or wherever you want to be. You can tie the cardigan if you want. You don't have to. Oh, she's doing it. She said, all right. So I think the other important thing in here is that she needs a little community support. So if I can get a slow clap going, and Leah, whenever you're ready. Excuse my language. What the hell was that? Anybody else a little mad at Leah right now? Besides me? Leah, I am really mad at you. You know why?
What did I do?
First time I said, I want you to jump as high as you can. And put that card up as high as you want. Hold on. And she took out that card. She goes, I got this. And then I said, then all of a sudden, you just cleared that card. It's not even like layered over each other. You skyrocketed over that. Let me go out here. What changed? Yes, ma'am.
Community support.
Community support. What else changed? Yes, ma'am.
Incentive.
What's that?
Incentive.
The incentive. What she was running after. It was specific. What else? What else changed? Yes, sir.
Prior experience.
Prior experience. She looked back and said, what did I do before? What can I do differently? For you as a leader in this room, what I want to encourage you to do, Leah, when you are thinking about where you are aiming your goals, make them specific. Utilize your community around you. Believe in yourself. Give yourself that running start no matter what it is for you. But aim your card up here. Aim your card up here. As a leader, this is how you're going to achieve greatness. This is good. But where do you want to be? I would probably say great. So Leah, congratulations on being great tonight. Here you go. She's like, I want to take your money. She kind of does. You know she does. There you go. Let's give her a round of applause. So again, on behalf of the national office, I want to congratulate each of you. I want to encourage you to throw your card up as high as you can on that wall. Be specific in what you're running after. And what you'll see tonight, again, being one of the few chapters across the country that we selected, you're going to see some cameras. You're going to see a video camera behind you. I want to encourage you, what I do often, because I don't get to have as many one-on-one conversations about the program, we want to encourage you to get your pictures taken. We want to encourage you to share your thoughts on video. We may be polling some of you and asking you about your thoughts on the program, but this is the stuff that I take back, and we sit around as an organization and we watch your comments. We ask you what went well, what could be improved, how can we be a more significant part of your success path. And so as you're going through tonight, if you have comments to share that you think would be valuable, we want to encourage you to do that with Ryan and with Melissa here with us tonight. But again, I want to congratulate you. Thank you for having me, letting me be a part of this evening, and I wish you all the best as you head into the holidays and into the next semester. Thanks.
Hi everyone, my name is Lakin Butella and I am the Public Relations Chair for the Executive Board, and I am going to introduce the Executive Board for this year. This is our President, Rachel Dudle. She's a senior. She is majoring in economics, statistics, and business, and she will be working for FedEx Ground as a financial analyst in January. Congratulations, Rachel. Our president for the spring will be Sandy Wu. She's a senior as well, but she graduates in April, not December. She is an accounting and finance major with a minor in economics. And a fun fact, she has a twin sister. This is Connor Geiger. He is also a senior. He is majoring in geology and has a GIS certificate, and for a fun fact, he plays the drums. This is Sonam Gavani. She will be the vice president in the spring. She is a sophomore and is majoring in molecular biology with a statistics and chemistry minor. And a quote for her is, "It's kind of fun to do the impossible" by Walt Disney. This is Ellen Weiner. She is the secretary and SNT facilitator. She's a junior and majoring in geology. Her favorite quote is, "It's not who you are underneath, it is what you do that defines you," from Batman Begins. And a fun fact, she plays alto saxophone for the Pitt Band. Our treasurer is Michael Weiner. He is a senior and majoring in accounting and supply chain management. He will be working for the Eaton Corporation this summer. Our events chair is Dean Jepson. He is a senior majoring in biology pre-dental. Fun fact, he also has a twin. This is me, Public Relations Chair and Membership Recruitment. I'm a junior. I am in the CASE program, so I'm majoring in developmental psychology, and I will have certifications in elementary education and special education, and then I'll have a master's in education with the program. And my favorite quote of all time is Hakuna Matata, means no worries. And then the Community Service Chair is Christopher Potts. He's a sophomore. He's majoring in material science and engineering. And fun fact, he is an avid runner. So our speaker today is Dean Edward Strickler. He has been a part of the University of Pittsburgh since 1971. He became a full professor here at the university in 1976. He is a visiting professor of psychiatry at the medical schools of Johns Hopkins and Cornell University. He held a research lab here at the University of Pittsburgh for 41 years. He has published over 300 research articles, reviews, and book chapters. And because of his work, he has received the prestigious Research Scientist Award and Merit Award from the National Institute of Mental Health. And Dean Strickler became the Dean of the Honors College in 2011. In the fall 2014 honorary member is Dean Strickler, so I'd like to present him with an award. Would you like to come up and get your award? Do you want this?
Sure. It's a way of protecting you.
Yeah. And then if you would like to go ahead and say some.
Well, thanks very much. That's an unexpected gift. I changed my glasses so that I could see, which is useful. So, first of all, thank you very much for inviting me to be here this evening. I'm glad to witness, to participate, to have an opportunity to congratulate the people who are being inducted, congratulate the families and friends of the people who are being inducted. It's people don't make it on their own as much as they make it with the help of people who care about them, and it's nice when you have some of those folks here to share the occasion. Now, I had to do some homework to find out what exactly is this National Society. And so I looked at the website that was sent to me, and I saw that a lot of the goals, a lot of the values and principles are similar to what the Honors College does and stands for here at the university. And so I'm comfortable with this group, even if I don't know many of the people who are in this room. And I have the sense that some of the things I'm going to tell you about my own career, which has had its share of success and leadership opportunities, are going to be relevant to you this evening. What I'm going to do is tell you 3 stories. And I'll tell you the point of each of those stories. Here's number 1. The first thing I'll say is that all 4 of my grandparents were immigrants to this country. And my father was as well. One of the consequences in our home, one of the consequences that I was surrounded by in growing up was a conversation that was, I recall as continuous, about what do you have to do in this country in order to be successful? How do you define success, and what do you have to do? And the summary, which was always obtained, was you have to do 3 things to make it in this country. One was you had to work hard. The second is you had to be honest. And the third is you have to get an education. And it's obvious what it means to work hard and to be honest. Let me say something about getting an education. My folks came of age during the Depression in the 30s. They were convinced that there was going to be another depression, so they always referred to the one in the 30s as the first depression, and they prepared themselves for the second one, which never came. But it was so much on their mind, as was probably true of everybody who lived through the 30s, that you had to prepare for it, because people were unprepared for what the 1930s were like. And so they were afraid, and they saved money, and they instilled in their kids the idea that you have to get a job and keep a job because bad times were going to come sooner or later. Now, there are the idea that you need an education to prepare yourself for the future is not unlike what people feel nowadays. You go to college to get an education so that you can get a job. That's a common way of describing what parents have in mind and what the kids themselves have in mind. My folks said something else which, frankly, was more meaningful to me, which was that, and they said two things, actually, that were meaningful. One of them is that if getting an education is so important, then one of the heroes of this society are the educators, the people who teach the people who need to get an education to get to have a strong foundation for their life. And so myself and my brother and sister, we all became teachers, figuring that that's the way to contribute to society. But here's another idea that they brought up. One of the principles of the American democratic society is to have a government that obeys the wishes of the citizenry. And in order for that society to work, and in 200 plus years ago it was an experiment, in order for it to work, the citizenry had to be informed. And so one of the goals of education is to create an informed citizenry that can tell the government what to do, having thought about it and evaluated the situation appropriately. Because if the society isn't well informed, then the government can do whatever the hell they want, and nobody would understand what was going on anyway. And so part of the idea of a Jeffersonian democracy was to have an informed citizenry who would, by the way, vote. The idea that the American adult citizens wouldn't vote was something that nobody ever anticipated. Half the people didn't vote in the last presidential election, and that's a disgrace that you can help do something towards preventing during the next election. It's one of the responsibilities of citizenship. In any case, the point that I'm making now is that one of the responsibilities of citizenship is to preserve the community that you're part of. And whatever community that is, and you could be part of many communities, but whatever it is, you have a responsibility to see what it is you can do to preserve it, rather than simply what are the opportunities you have to take from it. That's part of how you might define success. How do you know you're successful? Well, you're succeeding in preserving something that's important to you. And you can choose what it is that's important to you, and you can choose what it is that you do to preserve it. But the first point I want to emphasize is the responsibilities of citizenship. Here's the second story. That one of the ideas that I had growing up, and this is not an uncommon idea among immigrant population, is to say this is a great country. In this country you could be whatever it is you want to be. It's an interesting idea, and I took it literally. So when I was in high school, I decided I wanted to play backcourt for the New York Knickerbockers in basketball. And it was when I got to college that I discovered that you actually also had to be talented. It wasn't enough to just want something. That was an interesting and very useful insight. I was a chemistry major as an undergraduate student, in large part because I was good in chemistry. And I remembered my folks saying, "Fine, do something that you're so good at that you can't be fired during the next depression." And so I was good in chemistry, and so I was on track to become a chemist. With all due respect to the future chemists in this room, let me tell you that I didn't like the idea of being a chemist, but I thought what I was supposed to do was find out what I was good at and stay with it. When it was time to go to graduate school, I discovered that a lot of my friends were going to school because they were interested in doing something and they were looking forward to getting trained in the thing they were interested in. And I never heard of that before, that you could actually pursue something you're interested in. Here I was pursuing something I wasn't that interested in. And so I switched when I was a graduate student from chemistry to physiology, and discovered that physiology was actually something that was really interesting to me. I then spent 40 plus years doing physiology and neuroscience. And I wouldn't have known when I first started that you could spend 40 years doing something and still be interested in it the whole time, and I was. And here's the point of my second story. College is a terrific place to explore and find out what you're interested in as well as what you're good at. And if you can find it out while you're in college, then you could stay with it for as long as it continues to interest you. And if you get a good education, then when it stops being so interesting, you can move to something else because you have a good foundation to move on. And if you go through college with blinkers and you only look at the thing in front of you, then you'll never actually discover something about yourself, which is what are you good at, what are you interested in. And that should be one of the goals of a college experience. The Honors College, to mention it, is keen on encouraging students to explore, to pursue multiple things that they are interested in without telling them what they should be interested in. I noticed that among the executive group here are students with double majors or triple majors or majors plus minors or majors plus minors plus certificates. That's an example of what I mean by exploring while you're in college. You have multiple interests, so pursue multiple interests rather than just a single one. This is a good, safe place to do it. College is a place where if you fail, you don't lose your job. If you fail, nobody shoots at you or kills you. You can just move on and do something else. This is a very good place to explore. And the people who don't go to college or people who don't take advantage of college are missing out on this wonderful opportunity to find out something about yourself. And more than learning facts or learning about yourself in terms of the benefits of a college education. So that's my second point. Here's my third point. In about 30 years ago, I read the following. This is a story about Eddie Collins. Some of you will recognize the fact that Eddie Collins was a Major League Baseball player. In 1939, he was inducted into the Hall of Fame of baseball. In 1939, he was one of two answers to the questions, who is the best second baseman who ever played baseball? Now, by now, there are other answers or additional answers, but Eddie Collins is part of the mix. So why am I telling you a story about Eddie Collins? Here's the answer. Around 1907 or 09 or something like that, his parents sent him to Columbia University to get an education. His father owned a bank in Connecticut. These were in the days when people owned banks rather than some large institution owned them. And he wanted his son to get an education, then take over the running of the bank. And so Collins went to Columbia, and he studied and he did well, but his spare time he played baseball for the Columbia University baseball team. And he was very good. And in those days there was not a minor league system, and so the scouts would look for players who could join the major league team immediately rather than spend years in the minor league perfecting their game. And so Collins was offered a contract to play Major League Baseball, and now he had a problem. And the problem was, what should he do? Should he play baseball or should he go back to Connecticut and run the bank? And the issue is, how do you make a decision like that? How do you choose between two alternatives, one of which is attractive for one reason, the other is attractive for a different reason, and you can't do both. You have to do one or the other. How do you make a decision when you have exclusionary choices? Now, one of the things that people typically do is they ask people for advice. And what you're really doing when you ask somebody for advice is you're asking them to tell you what they would do under these circumstances. The truth is you don't care what they would do under these circumstances. You would only care what you would do under these circumstances. So how do you find that out? And what Collins did as a 20-year-old was to imagine that he was 70 years old, looking back on his life and imagining what his life would be if he went in this direction, what his life would be in that direction. He decided as a 70-year-old he would feel more content if he played baseball than if he ran a bank. So he chose to be a baseball player. And he played for 22 years, and he was terrific. And when he was finished with his baseball career, he became a manager of a team. And when he was finished being a manager, he became a general manager of a team. which is to say he never went back to Connecticut, he never went back to a bank, he just stayed with baseball the whole career, and he had a wonderful career. He imagined what it was like when he was 70. Looking back, though, he died when he was 63. The principle is that you project forward so that you could look in retrospect at your life, because the only perspective that's relevant is your own perspective on how would you be content as an adult. Now, I understand that one of the exercises you have to do in this organization is to imagine yourself as a 70-year-old writing your autobiography, or writing a capsule of what your life would be like as a way of planning ahead for the future. It's terrific that you have that concept as 20-year-olds. I didn't learn this until I was 40. In fact, I didn't know people could do this sort of thing. And I don't know that I could have done it as a 20-year-old myself. I think it's a great exercise. And it's not like you have a crystal ball and that everything you do is so wonderful because you have this perspective. But the odds are that you're going to end up being happier if you could anticipate these things and look back in retrospect. I can tell you that for the last 30 years, this is what I've been doing, and I don't regret anything that I've done in the last 30 years, whereas some regrets I have were before I adopted this as a way of thinking about the future. So I can recommend it from personal experience, even though the idea is not original to me. And if this organization has this as a standard part of its initiation process, then I would say good for you. It was news to me, but evidently the idea was independently formed by the national group. In any case, those are my three stories. I don't have anything more to say except to say thanks for listening. Congratulations again for your induction into the society. Make good use of it. Make good use of the Honors College to the extent that it's something that interests you and that you think the opportunities are available for personal growth in the same way that this organization provides opportunities for personal growth. I would say with regard to the winter break coming up, be safe. Don't do anything stupid. You don't go to college only to ruin it by doing something dumb during the winter break. Come back for the next semester, those of you who aren't graduating in December, and make good use of your college experience. Thanks very much.
Thank you again, Dean Stryker, for speaking at our induction today. All right, I'm gonna go back here. Okay, so I'm gonna be talking about some of the benefits you get of being an inducted member of NSLS. Being a member of the National Society of Leadership and Success allows members to gain valuable experiences that will drive your future and also establish you as a leader among your peers. These include what's listed up here, but it's not only limited to that. It's also, it allows you to improve your self-esteem, peer leadership skills, sustainable motivation, and drives, your sustainable motivation and drive, paradigms to help you discover and achieve your goals, and an enviable network of driven leaders to create an impact. In addition to that, members can also receive customized letters of recommendation for either employers or grad schools, and exclusive scholarships and awards that are only available to NSLS members. These are only a fraction of the benefits being a member of NSLS provides for you, and your induction today opens many more possibilities. In order for all of you to be sitting here and getting inducted today, you had to have completed the steps of the membership process. The first step was the orientation. During this orientation, the new members learned what NSLS is all about and what they can expect to gain while working on becoming a fully inducted member. After the orientation, all of you completed a leadership training day. This was a 3-hour leadership development session in which individuals identified their goals and passions and developed actions to make those ideas a reality. Members got a chance to assess their personalities prior to training day using the DISC assessment, placing them in dominance, influence, steadiness, or compliance categories. and this was based on their thinking and personalities. They worked with other like-minded individuals to work through ideas and goals and share their approach with the rest of the society. And now Sandy will talk about the next few steps.
Okay, thank you, Sonam. So I will be talking about the remainder steps to induction, and that includes the speaker presentations, so like the speaker broadcast that you guys all attended, and the success networking teams, and then finally the induction ceremony that you guys are at today. So to start, the speaker broadcast is something that the society does. So the society invites prominent individuals to come speak at various campuses throughout the nation, and for these people to talk about their success and how they utilize their skills to achieve their goals. So also each semester, these leading figures deliver powerful and success-related messages to our members, allowing them to learn more about how they can be successful and what motivates them to achieve their goals. And so this semester, we had 3 speakers. The first one would be Stephen Bardo about point guard vision, and then the second one is David Garibaldi, rhythm and hue. The last one would be Nicholas Kristoff and Cheryl Wu Dunn speaking about a path appears. So the next step is the success networking teams. So this is the last step, and it consists of 4 to 6 individuals per group. So this is kind of a support system where students meet 3 times a semester or bi-weekly to talk and discuss about their challenges and their accomplishments and future career goals. So this setup of these teams allows students to report to their groups and kind of guide each other and help each individual stay accountable for taking actions towards their goals. And then we believe that these S&Ts are a really great way for people to have that support system. I mean, coming from high school to college can be kind of scary, and it's highly encouraged that groups meet after their induction to ensure that they're on track towards their goals. So the last one would be the induction ceremony. So now that you guys have completed all the steps to induction, on behalf of NSLS, we would like to congratulate all of you for completing these steps. And for those of you who went above and beyond and are receiving the Neela Award tonight, we're very excited for each and every one of you to have access to all the great benefits NSLS has to offer. And once again, congratulations. We will now be calling out each individual's names to receive their induction materials. Congratulations, everyone.
So we're gonna recognize everybody by row. You can when the last person in the row is called, you can stand and make your way up here, receive your induction materials. First name is Tanner Vermilia. Casey Thomas. Oh yeah, you guys can rise and then just kind of come up as a train and get your stuff. Madison Goss. Hey, come on. Wenqi Chen. Alexandra DeCenzo. Matt George. Courtney Ross. Ryan Foster. Sarah Zhang. Adrosta Malapuzzi. Mark Napolitano. Marielle Sabert. Morgan Wombold. Brandy Ruhlman. Samuel Nye. Paige McLaughlin. Cassidy Texera. Michael Bickler, Courtney Prunchak, Sam Rusak, Katrina Saltzer, Ashton Lawrence, Karen Coffey, Nicholas Logan, Sierra Gray, Joseph Zangaro, Connie Yen, Brian Johansson, Jacob Kaminsky, Dara Ikengiani, Shaylin Great, Hannah Dennis, Sarah Fullerton, Taylor Sagi, Erica Rosmus, Kaylee Kuzma, Hulang Den, Justin Getz, Bridget Maley, Maddie Lowenganth, Allison Davis, Michelle Ray, Chimwan Osioho, Lindsay Bandison, Emily Herzog, Tamara Taylor, Michael Dooley, Paige Spector, Ricky Gold, Brittany Finger, Erica Schwartz, Estefan Vu, Victoria McCann, and Toyin Ujanyi. So let's give a round of applause for the first half of the inductees. Congratulations, guys.
Emma Tiganelli, Kelly Shaw, Nick Fosco, Anna Rose Cromwell, Nick Salter, Courtney Washaleski, Benjamin Zwang, Jeffrey Smith, Bailey McCohen, Paige Moncourt, Adam Bromley, Adola Adamoy, Jacqueline Berry, Alyssa Benwitz, Jonathan Lopes, Garrett Terwilliger, Samuel Van Dusen, Carly Kirk, Rachel Koch, Alexander Genius, Ashley Golovic, Sarah Boyson, Ivy Hammond, Natalia Vignovich, Jess Glickagum, Monica Marchese, Daniel Narcissi, Matthew Bolinski, Alec Budd, Lee Ashton, Audrey Shannon, Catherine Mokes, Brandon Herbert, Kayla Dyson, Lauren Williams, Emily Spivak, Danielle Marzella, Kristen McMillan, Elizabeth Holmes, Victoria Frankenny, Angela Kimmel, Ludmila Kim, Matt Rupnick, Jacqueline Braithwaite, Caroline Mersch, Mark Kelly, Emma Syverston, Jillian Miller, Sean Malwiney, Effie Sarrera, Kristen Wallaver, Sarah Walker, Erickson Gonzalez, Christy Spizak, Carolyn Gorman, Kevin Beck, and Grant Yingst. Congratulations to our 2014 Fall NSLS inductees.
So while you guys can open up your packages you just got and take the little pin out that's inside, it's one of my favorite parts of the induction ceremony is to have everybody, get together, get your pins out and kind of symbolize what you guys have been through and what you guys are now going to be a part of. Because when you become a part of NSLS, it's something that it's not just for this year or this semester or your college experience. It's more something, like Chuck noted, that carries on after you leave here, and that we want to make a part of your life for longer than just your experience at Pitt. So we can all stand up together. You can put the pin on your shirt or on your collar, whatever you guys want to do. Kind of mark your official induction to NSLS. You guys should be really proud of each other and proud of yourselves. Give you guys a minute to put on the pins. All right, well, I hope everybody has your pins on all right. And give yourselves another round of applause. Rachel's going to take over and talk about some members we want to recognize in the group. You guys can all do that.
Some of our NSLS members chose to go above and beyond and utilize the most that NSLS has to offer. In order to receive the National Engaged Leader Award, or NELA as we call it, a member must double the requirements for induction and complete orientation, leadership training day, 6 speaker broadcasts, 6 SNT meetings, and 5 hours of community service. This semester we have 7 individuals receiving this award, which is far more than we have ever had in the past. Congratulations to our NELA recipients: Leah Ashton, Taylor Gassner, Madison Goss, Brandy Lehman, Danielle Marzella, Kristen McMillan, and Casey Thomas. So whoever of you is here today, please come up and receive your certificates. So how about a round of applause for our NELA winners? NSL strives to create leaders that make a better world, but the first step in doing this is having a solid education. The Presidential Award is a special distinction that members receive if their GPA was a 3.3 or higher when they registered with NSLS. Receiving this award is signified by a silver seal on the leadership certificate of all recipients. This fall, we had 40 inducted NSLS members receiving this award. This is an outstanding achievement, and we are very proud of our chapter's academic excellence. Being an inducted member of NSLS is an achievement that we like to recognize at the University of Pittsburgh. One of the many benefits of being an NSLS is the graduation regalia.
This semester, we'd like to honor some of our upcoming graduating seniors with complimentary NSLS graduation cords. We believe that these individuals are excellent examples of what NSLS strives for, and we are very proud to have them represent us on their graduation day. Congratulations to Taylor Berto, Sarah Bob Rosinski, Patricia Madden, and Stephanie Nam. The Pitt NSLS Chapter Scholarship is dedicated each year to O'Shea Morgan. O'Shea was one of the very first ambitious few to start the group when we only had about 30 members. Unfortunately, O'Shea was not able to complete the steps to induction for membership due to her tragic death while studying abroad in July 2013. O'Shea was the epitome of what all students at Pitt should strive to be. For these reasons, we dedicate our scholarship to you, O'Shea. Each year, the Pitt NSLS Chapter Scholarship is given to one outstanding member of NSLS who has gone above and beyond what is required of them for induction. It is our goal for members to be involved in not only NSLS, but also other organizations on campus and to give back to the Pitt community. We believe that this member has done just that and much more. Congratulations to the Pitt NSLS Chapter Scholarship winner, Madison Goss. Now that you are all inducted members, we urge you to still stay active with NSLS. Inducted members can stay involved with leadership opportunities or on committees or as committee chairs, or by creating social, fundraising, or community service events for our chapter to do together. As inducted members, you now have special access to additional scholarship opportunities through the National NSLS Office, and you can receive your personalized letters of recommendation from the National NSLS Office. These letters can be written specifically for graduate schools you plan to apply to future employers, or you can request a generic one. There are many more opportunities for inducted members in NSLS, and we would love to continue seeing you all. This marks the end of our ceremony. On behalf of the Pitt NSLS Executive Board, we'd like to thank you all very much for coming to our induction ceremony, and we would again like to congratulate all of our new NSLS inductees on their hard work, dedication, and academic achievements. Welcome to the National Society of Leadership and Success. At this time, we'd like to invite you to our reception, which is right downstairs in the O'Hara Student Center dining room. We'd first like to take a group photo of all inductees, so if you could all just gather right in the front. And then downstairs we have cake, cookies, drinks, and more downstairs. But we'd again like to thank you all very much for coming, especially the friends and families, and congratulations again. Good luck on finals, everyone.